Greetings Taurus, hey, happy new year and welcome to your reading of January 2021. So we've ambled along through 2020, shuffled it out the door and are welcoming the energies of the new part of this decade in the 20s, the year 21. We're still really being converged upon by intensely strong cosmic alignments in our celestial skies. And these alignments are profound. They are altering the way we live, the way we understand things, and the way we will move forward. We are also ushering in the age of Aquarius as we speak, as we sit here and listen. And you'll see that yourself through the many changes that are taking place. So we go from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. Aquarius will offer us huge jumps and leaps in the realms of technology, and we can already see that occurring faster than it ever has. It's also about global expansion, ideas, thoughts, intellect and communication, as are all of the air signs indeed. Aquarius tends to be very community oriented as well, so a little bit more philanthropic and sort of moving outwards from the self and out into the global community. I'm calling it that we currently are being shaken awake. Life is no longer what you thought or believed it was. We are walking into the age of Aquarius, and a gateway for this is the 21st of December, the great Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, which is a very powerful portal that is opening and changing a lot of the fundamental basics and structures in life. So we will go ahead and start for you guys, Taurus. We're using these 4 different decks. This is the John Holland Psychic Tarot, Doreen Virtue Daily Guidance. This is the Chakra Insight Oracle deck, and this is Crystal Mandela by Alana Fairchild. These are very deep and quite intense. I would usually only pull one, and I recommend that people really focus in on them and the message that comes and sort of meditate with them, and you can use them for prospecting or divination for the whole of the month of January at least, but also for the whole of your year. And you can use it as a tool for formulating plans and desires and setting intentions for the year coming. So let's start with this deck and see what is in store for Taurus for January. Ooh. All of these shot out at once. I don't know if we should include them all, or perhaps I just shuffle and take a couple from here. That is Memories of Love, and I'm not sure if they're upside down or not. Spiritual Strength. The Crown Chakra. I'll take one more from here. And Patience, which is number 14, which is the Temperance card. Let me just do another couple and then we'll see what story is being told. This is for Taurus for January 2021, first reading of the year for them. Gee, a lot of the different astrological signs have had quite a lot of the chakra cards come out in the reading. This could mean that those areas of your body are being awakened, as if you are receiving energy or downloads or upgrades one way or another. And it could also mean that those parts of your body need attention being paid to. So 6 cards that we've focused on here. There are 2 official major arcanas. This one here, number 20, the Truth card, is the Judgment, and this one, as we said, is the Temperance. They're kind of a little bit similar in many ways. These 2 have black borders as well, so I sort of put them in the category of major arcanas. This one here, the Solar Plexus, which is through this part of the body, and the Crown Chakra. It's a good match to actually look at this card. The Crown Chakra is up here through the crown. Now, if you note, the colour is sort of a cerise pink, and on this side of her face she has this cerise pink coming through. It's a different side than that. So there's some message that these 2 are combining themselves with, and it could be about listening to your intuitive abilities or the power that's coming to you from your higher self in particular, or other celestial helpers, or cosmic information, or collective conscious information. It might be that some of you are awakening spiritually, and there's this flower here blooming that is accepting the white light coming in, and it illuminates the thoughts. So it can be a time of profound awareness or understanding about your soul's journey and why you are actually here on this human timeline or pathway, and what your journey actually is all about. And this could be a message here that the seed is starting to grow, or that you have been awakened and you are blossoming. Now, John Holland calls it patience. So patience is about waiting for something to unfold, or to show, or to bloom, or to blossom. And when we find patience, we are rewarded with more insightful outcome, or more opportunities actually. Sometimes when we rush into things headlong, we miss some of the aspects of whatever it is we're rushing into. So we don't have full vision or clarity of all of the different parts or portions or aspects or potential outcomes of whatever it is we are thinking of doing. So they're talking to you about having patience for a certain project or area of your life that you are either wanting to speed up for some reason, or you're wanting to have insight or awareness into it. But they're also telling you to listen to your spiritual truths, to your higher self, and to the messages that come to you through intuitive aspects of life, and also synchronistic messages too, which might be quite profound at this point in time. If you've been having trouble hearing spiritual messages, or you've felt flat, or like just blah, you couldn't get your mojo going, you couldn't get ideas up and running, you feel like you've been running against a flat wall or a brick wall, you feel as though you haven't got the energy, or you haven't got the inspiration, or you haven't got the excitement or passion about things, then focusing on this energy to come in through the crown chakra from the cosmic realms can enlighten you. And because it's at the top of your body, and it's actually sort of at the top of the spiritual body, it's enabling energy and thought and power and light to come right through your whole body and down through all of the chakras. So it's a great way of cleansing or purifying or awakening or enlivening and giving yourself energy as well. And you can do this through meditation, through daydreaming, through things like yoga exercises, through wearing these types of colours, the pinkies and the reddy pinks, through listening to various frequency videos that you can uplift as well. Now, interestingly enough, I've talked about this sort of colour palette coming through here, and the video that I've got going in the background for you guys is actually spinning that particular colour palette, and it's putting off all this beautiful white light energy as well. So I'll spin that around for you to see, and these are the sort of videos that you can actually watch yourself. So you see that there, that's what's going in the background, and it really matches this. It matches this cerise colour of the crown chakra card, and the white light that's sort of emanating, and the energy particles, which are like thought particles or connecting to that morphogenic energy field. So I'll bring you back down to your reading. Those two I think we have explained, but I also think that the patience card is coming in here with the truth card, which of course is number 20, which is the judgment card. Judgment is often about our own self-judgment and coming to the realization that we are becoming awake, being shaken awake, as I said at the very beginning, and that sometimes we have epiphany moments or aha moments that talk to us about things that need to change. There was something fundamentally not structured right in our life that could have been a burden, or could have been like this, causing us to feel drained or to feel overburdened, or as if we had a weight upon our shoulders that we want to have cleared, or we want it to be re-energized or activated. There certainly is a lot in here, in these 5 cards here, about spiritual evolution or essence or strength coming back in. And this solar plexus chakra card is the gut strength as well, which is also the intuitive area of the body. So these two in particular are very intuitive, saying to you, listen to the messages of your higher self, or your soul's calling, or your journey of the soul, and understand that we all come to doorways or gateways where something pushes us, like a weight that's been upon us or a burden of some sort. It pushes us into the next paradigm of understanding a reality or a truth. And sometimes when we come across these moments of truth, they bring balance, and they rebalance our system out at many different levels, including physical, emotional, and spiritual, and they awaken us to the change. And sometimes this change means that we will change out aspects of our current life, which can be relationships, it can be health modalities, it can be our career, it can be our concepts, ideas, philosophies, or even our integrity values sometimes. So I feel as though a lot of you will march into 21 with this feeling of a deep personal desire to find within a return to something that really melds with your heart, is the true you, is about your truth and who you are. And this one here, the memories of love, which is the Six of Cups, often talks about going back to childhood and remembering the fondness of being a child, and perhaps that euphoric innocence of not necessarily knowing all about the adult world and concepts. And sometimes it tells us to bring that back into our life, the joy of being a child, and that children find joy in the most simple of acts, such as laughing and gaiety and dance and play, and to reward ourselves with those type of activities as well. It can also mean going back in time to visit people you haven't seen for a long time, especially family members, or maybe things like school reunions are a possibility here. And it can also be that ex-lovers can come back on the scene and can be reignited, that feeling of connection that you may have had with that person, for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons can be that you may get back together. One of the other reasons that I find very poignant is that it's for a healing of the separation that came about. And this can be due to a karmic release that is coming in a relationship that has been from the past, that may have been causing a weight or a burden on your shoulders. And it may be that you have realized or come to a point of truth and balance around this situation. And it may have been through a period of just needing patience and understanding and enlightenment. So for some of you, there could be a karmic release coming from past relationships that have had a hold on you as well. So a lot of different stories starting to form from these 6 cards. And I mean, it's a little bit like drawing lotto, isn't it? Depending on the way we put the cards together, depends on the actual story that's being told. But I think for now we will stop with that particular storyline, because we could go on and on and on, and I think we have told the most poignant or the most important storylines that came forward first, which I feel tend to be the ones that are the most synonymous with the card energy. So what are in these cards for Taurus for January 2021? Taurus, January 21. Oh, very nice. Shower of abundance. Who wouldn't like to receive this? To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you will allow. So if any of you have seen a little bit of a tightening of the reins or have had a shortfall at any point in time, then this card assures that a little bit more freeing up of money. Sometimes a gift of money can come to you at this point in time. I mean, look at the riches she has in her hands and the way they are just abundantly flowing. And so focus on this. If you require a little bit more abundance in your life, take a photo of this card, put it somewhere prominent, and visualize that abundance rolling into your life. Now, for others of you who have plenty of abundance in the financial realm, you may still receive more, but this can also be a great opportunity to give back or to pass forward and to share some of your abundance out. So whichever of those two categories you fall into, it can be a very beautiful act of giving in whichever realm, you are receiving that message. And I notice on the front of this deck, that is the actual card that is pictured on it. So abundance. Quite a few jumped out. You've had quite a lot of cards all coming out together. So release and surrender. We shower you with blessings of radiant love. Open your arms. Release any challenges you've held tightly gripped within your hands. Open your hands, arms and heart to our love and assistance. So we've talked about releasing over here with the karmic relationships, if there were any to be released. This can be releasing fear, anxiety, worries, depression, sadness, grief. It can also be releasing anger, and also releasing lack of, or being deprived one way or another, or lack of abundance. So those two can go hand in hand. Release and surrender lack of abundance to receive abundance, and that can also be very important. I always love this card, notice the signs. It's often a message from departed loved ones that they are around, and they will sometimes make contact with you just to let you know that they are sending those vibrational thought waves or protection energies to you from the spiritual realm. And these can be departed loved ones such as parents or grandparents, friends or siblings. When it says notice the signs, they will often give things like feathers, coins, butterflies, white lights, synchronistic messages, or they can give like electrical anomalies, things that might happen with lights flickering, or your phone turning on or off, or your computer doing the same, things like that. So that's just a nice card to say, listen when those little events take place as well, because there can be information in it for you. The law of attraction is not dissimilar to the abundance card, and it says every thought you have is an investment that pays immediate dividends, so invest wisely. And I've always said thoughts become reality. So choose your thoughts wisely. I see a lot of animals in this card, different bunches of spirit animals. Some of you may come across these animals during the month of January, and others of you may receive some of these animals as spirit guides. I also notice there are quite a few butterflies in here, and we just mentioned butterflies in the last card about notice the signs. So some of you have got some real spiritual activity going on, probably from December, from now, and right through January. I often find when we are at the religious holiday time frame, the portals of spirituality are much easier to access, and these are times when we can be really awakened or activated with the spiritual side. So things like angels, ascended masters, extraterrestrial energy, and also our own departed loved ones. They can make contact much, much easier at this time. And the last one is child. So you care deeply about children and they readily respond to your love. So the children may be playing a role for you in January and December, and it could be that some of you have a pregnancy that will be turning up, or even the birth of a baby. Some of you may have experienced a miscarriage or the loss of a little infant or a sibling, one of your own or a friend's, and this may be on your mind at this time as well. So blessings to any of you who have suffered the loss of a young soul that had been here for you or part of your life. Also, this can indicate that you may work with children one way or another. Some of you may become healers that involve working with children, and others may be teachers for children, which is also a very special gift in life. So some really nurturing messages I feel that have come through for you guys, quite warm and heartfelt in many ways. I do feel there's a lot of spirituality going on, messages from your spirit, not necessarily your spirit guides, but passed over people and from your life in spirit. There's a lot of them here for you guys. I'm not sure who's connecting with me right at the moment, but it's very, very active. So choice, free will, courage, willpower, and change. And I think that this matches really, really well with, well, that it is the solar plexus chakra energy card because it's the yellow. So this represents regaining strength, being independent, having free will and courage to do things, and taking the choice of change. And we notice that this is the choice of change, the truth card or the judgment card, and it is about courage and willpower and free will. So again, these cards are all rallying around to give you great strength and dominion. And we see another, big strong energy here with the horse. It's like there's a strength coming for you, and it's enabling you somehow to make these decisions or choices. Some of you are literally going to change direction or move on. This is the choices up here, and you're going, do I take it? Do I go left or right? But I think that patience is also still being deployed, because this is about bringing balance in and balance to the decisions that you make. So that's a really nice, strong card again that's coming in for you. Also another message about trusting your gut instinct. One more from this deck for Taurus. And the throat chakra, speaking your truth and honouring yourself and having courage to stand up and be heard. Also, listening is a good part or a big part of the throat chakra experience. Sometimes we don't listen enough to what is being said to us or what is being said around us, which can give us insights to what way we should make a choice or what direction we head. So sometimes this card can turn up when you are being invigorated to be promoted in the terms of speaking, but speaking is also communication, right? So this doesn't just have to be speaking, it can be writing things down, it can be publishing things, it can be becoming an author in a way, like you have something to say that could be very important. And some of these could be spiritual messages that you're passing on, or they could be teachings that you are passing on. And we saw that too when I said before, some of you may be teachers for children and you may not even know it, but what you are doing or saying could be very, very important to other people in their lives. So there's something quite big in here that I feel is more about expansion and going out and giving service to others. So that a lot of you are walking possibly into a path of service to others. During that, you will regain your strength, or you are going to help strengthen yourself along the way. Some really thoughtful messages that are coming for you, and I feel it's a nice grounded reading which suits the Taurus energy. And there's a lot of different potential pathways that, as I said, these cards could be formatting a story. And I think I have only told a couple of the different versions that are available that could pop through with this reading. So if you yourself are feeling a different message from the cards that have arrived, then go with that feeling as well and explore it. So anyhow, we come to the last deck, which is the Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I absolutely adore these cards, and I recommend for any of you who are opening up to the spiritual pathway and wish to seek more enlightenment or raised vibrations or awareness, to buy this deck yourself. This is what it looks like. I will show you. And then work with it over a period of time and explore the cards and pull some cards for yourself, because these messages are so powerful and they are so invigorating and they get to the heart of the matter. And they do take a little bit of meditating and working with, so you could utilize one a month or something along those lines, and you will find that you bloom and flourish and blossom within your own realm and your ascension path and your spirituality. So this is for Taurus. Where are they headed for January, and what is important for them to focus on, meditate with, or understand? For Taurus, January. We've got a few that have come out. We will shuffle until we get a bit more of a clarity here. We are only going to take one. Ascended Master Mary Magdalene and Aqua Aura Quartz, Divine Alchemy. I don't have an Aqua Aura Quartz, but I do have a Rainbow Aura Quartz, which I might place on there anyhow. So Ascended Master Mary Magdalene, of course, I talked just before about over the religious holiday seasons, which we are embarking on right now, being Christmas. We can find the energies of this Ascended Masters, and one of these is Mary Magdalene. They can come out and be around us ever so much easier than normal. So it's quite fitting that this particular Ascended Master has arrived for this reading, and she is so dearly associated with Christmas in many, many ways. So let me just focus down on that so that you are getting a good view. And I will find the book. It's number 24 from the Crystal Master Suite 333, and I will read to you the words. We bring you the blessing of divine alchemy. Divine alchemy is the art of transmutation, the application of spiritual consciousness to a physical form, so profound that an entirely new form evolves. It is irreversible change. It is the coal transformed into the diamond, the lead of sleeping matter awakened into the radiant gold of consciousness. Successful alchemical transformation requires patience. Oh my God, I love it. I've got to get the patience card out. Requires patience and courage and a belief in the power of spirit above all else. And of course we had courage over here in the choice card. So when the messages start to play out and become so clear that they replicate themselves or duplicate themselves in a reading, you know that there is great power within the message that's being relayed. So anyhow, I will go back to the reading. I'll start again. Successful alchemical transformation requires patience, courage, and a belief in the power of spirit above all else. The radical and permanent transformation effected by divine alchemy may seem miraculous to the outsider viewing the changed form, yet the alchemist knows that when spiritual consciousness meets physical matter, the world will never be the same again. Alchemists have often been considered eccentric. They appear to labour on tasks the mainstream either don't comprehend or consider impossible. Yet the alchemists of old and the modern-day spiritual alchemists are the ones who see reality most clearly and understand divine power most accurately. They know the healing transformational power of divine energy is beyond any limitation the mind can conceive. This is why they never assume that something is impossible. They are open to the workings of divine will and how healing can best happen. They do not see reality as fixed and the material world as a solid, impenetrable, unchanging form. They know that all of creation is energy, and energy can change form. When higher consciousness is applied to the energy, the form which evolves is one of shining divine beauty. The sole task of divine alchemists is to repair the damage that fear-based consciousness has generated in the world. A divine alchemist may do this with a focus on environmental or socio-economic issues, or through the arts, creative expression, healing work with the body, mind and soul, or through cooking and educating others about nourishment. Alchemists may do their work on the greater human collective powerfully, but behind the scenes. They may do this by bringing higher consciousness into their own being and then allowing that to permeate their work in the corporate, financial, legal or political sectors, or in the worlds of marketing and media, where their elevated spiritual frequency is so very needed at this time. No matter what realm you enter, your soul has the ability to trigger alchemical change. Whether you are always conscious of it or not, your presence is helping to repair bodies, minds, hearts and souls from the terror that has been conditioned into them over lifetimes. You are helping to heal the doubt, fear-based habits and self-destructive behavioural patterns that plague the human collective psyche. You are here to apply love, higher understanding and wisdom to the world. In the application of that higher consciousness, alchemy begins, and in time, genuine divine beauty rises up out of the sacred fires of transformation. The ugly duckling realizes it is a swan. Alchemy always starts with the alchemist. It is will and belief that empowers the alchemist to continue with their sacred work, even if it is misunderstood or dismissed by those that don't know any better. When the oracle of divine alchemy comes to you, you are being advised that something in your world, perhaps even in your body, is going to be blessed with a healing transformation so profound it can never be undone. This spiritual repair is not simply a patch-up job, but a profound reconstruction that will change the substance, quality and consciousness of that physical world reality. There will be a purging and a reconstruction. This oracle comes to you with a message for your alchemical empowerment. Whatever you want to change in your physical world can change. What is needed is a commitment to conscious growth and unconditional trust in the process. Don't give up until it is as you would wish it to be. You must believe in yourself and in the power of the divine. The art of divine alchemy will express itself through you and the world around you shall be blessed by its healing power. Wow, that is a very, very powerful message that has come to you guys, Taurus. I've never seen that card come out before because I'm still working through this deck myself, so I haven't seen all of the cards come out, and I'm not aware necessarily of the depth and the power that some of the messages relay. I know how intense the deck is and how beautifully spiritual it can be, but that is a deeply mesmerizing and powerful message that you have actually received, and it does seem to fit well with the cards that arrived for the rest of the reading. So I thank you all very much for coming to listen to this gorgeous reading for the beginning of your year of 2021. Keep this reading with you, or come back and listen to it to re-empower yourself at any time that you feel a bit lost along the pathway, or if you have any doubts again, come back and re-establish your free will, courage, willpower and choice to create change with divine alchemy, and remember that patience can be very well rewarded. So thank you again, everyone. I wish you all the very best for a successful, prosperous 2021. Thank you for subbing the channel, liking the video and leaving your comments. Also check your moon and rising signs as well. Much love to you all. Namaste.